It's showtime.
What's up guys, Django Fett here, and welcome to another Fett Talk episode where I rant and rave about random topics on the internet. This one I want to talk about is July, and the amazingness I'm expecting from it as a whole. So let's first talk about the movies, the loaded movies for the month of July. I feel like this whole year has so far been kind of disappointing, and the summer movies in general have just been really disappointing, like not really much to them. But July looks like to be the saving grace, hopefully, and hopefully make up for the rest of the year. So let's talk about the movies that I'm really looking forward to, starting off with Friday, July 7th with Spider-Man Homecoming. I can't believe I'm saying this, that I'm actually excited for a Spider-Man movie. A Spider-Man movie, and not once have I been this excited before. Amazing Spider-Mans, those movies I've heard were like really bad. Tobey Maguire, those movies were okay, but I wasn't really a fan of Spider-Man. I'm not like a huge fan. I think he's just super overrated. I just don't like the hype with him. But I have to say, with Tom Holland as Spider-Man from Captain America Civil War, he did a great job. He captured a different type of Spider-Man, and I loved him. I thought that he was fantastic as Spider-Man in Civil War. He was one of the characters that really captured the spotlight. And I have to say, this is one of the best iterations of Spider-Man I've seen since the animated Spider-Man back in the 90s, man. And that was a while ago. I think that's the best Spider-Man ever. And this one looks like, Tom Holland's Spider-Man looks like it could be the best for the live action scene. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm expecting huge, great things from it as a whole, with Iron Man coming in the mix as well. I think it's just going to make a shit ton of money, but I am really looking forward to Spider-Man. That's going to be the first movie of this month that I'm looking forward to, and I will be watching. And then the second movie, coming out Friday, July 14th, is War for the Planet of the Apes. I have been a huge fan of the Planet of the Apes series after Rise of the Planet of the Apes came out. I've been rewatching the movies, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. This series is really in contention for me as one of the greatest trilogies of all time, movie trilogies of all time. I'm not going to say it's going to be the best, like Lord of the Rings, however, but I will say it's in contention and could be like, 3 or 4 right behind Lord of the Rings and Star Wars original trilogy for sure. This movie looks fucking amazing. Seeing Caesar return, seeing the apes come back, and being in this big conflict with the humans. I just want to know how many years span between Rise of the Planet of the Apes and then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and then War for the Planet of the Apes. I definitely want to see or find out how many years, in between that was in the timeline. Just really curious about that. I thought Rise of the Planet of the Apes was a good movie. Recently watched it. It's good. I don't think it's great by any means. It's directed by a different person, but the supporting cast is actually pretty good. Not too bad. It's a really good movie. The CGI is kind of dated, but it's good overall. And then we have Dawn. Dawn I like to describe as The Empire Strikes Back to A New Hope. An even greater trilogy than the first one. I thought it just bested the first movie in every category, and it's perfect in almost every single way. And the CGI, not dated one bit, and you could just see the hairs coming out of the apes, and it's just so lifelike, the CGI overall. It just blew me away when I just watched it in theaters, and rewatching it again in Blu-ray. It's a tremendous experience overall. I don't think there's anything like it. Like, when CGI is so real, you can't tell if it's real or not. That's when CGI is great. That's when it's used at its ultimate ability. And I think many people have just gotten away from that. Like many, big studios are just making a quick CGI thing, and it looks like a shit show. Rogue One. But when Planet of the Apes does it, it's like so lifelike and real. And I really respect the hell out of what they're doing with that. You just don't see as much great CGI like Life of Pi, Avatar, War for the Planet of the Apes, like you used to, man. It's only like once a year, once in a blue moon, that you see some really great CGI in a movie, and it just leaves you awestruck. And War for the Planet of the Apes looks like it'll be like, could be the best in the trilogy. It's got this big battle. I'm a big fan of battles and war, the war setting. So it's my number one most anticipated movie of this year, man. I said it in the beginning of the year, and I'm going to say it now. It's my number one anticipated movie, and I don't expect anything short from greatness when it comes to this franchise from this point on. I really don't want to see any more Planet of the Apes movies. I want this to be the final one, to be honest, because I think it'll just be oversaturation at this point, like Jurassic Park and such, and Star Wars. But this one, it looks like it'll end on a big note, and I don't want them to remake the whole Planet of the Apes franchise. I just want this to be the last one, and to be a great one, like the Return of the King of movies. Also, if you don't know, I got a bust of Caesar in the background with a Caesar statue or Caesar action figure. I also ordered a Caesar Funko Pop. Freaking love that series. I also got some Caesar and Planet of the Apes lithographs. I'm a huge Planet of the Apes fan, if you can tell. I haven't even seen the rest of the Planet of the Apes series. I've only seen one, but I've never seen the 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6 or whatever. I haven't seen those. Maybe I'll get around to seeing it after I see War for the Planet of the Apes, just to see how it compares and see how they connect with these movies. Then we have Friday, July 21st, with Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, and also Dunkirk. I thought Dunkirk would come the next week, but it looks like it's coming out the same week as Valerian. I'm actually going to be watching Valerian before I watch Dunkirk. I think I'm going to watch Dunkirk the next week, because there's not really anything relevant. So Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. I watched the trailer. I was really interested in this movie before watching the trailer. I just saw some set pictures. It was based off a French comic, and it seemed like a really interesting premise, even though I don't really know too much about it. It looks like a CGI Wonderland, and it looks phenomenal. It looks really interesting to me. It's got, what's it, David Dahan or something like that? Dane Dahan and Cara Delevingne. And Cara Delevingne, goddamn. Yeah, she wasn't good as Enchantress, but you know, who else could be better? But Valerian, I'm looking forward to. It looks like a Fifth Element type of movie, and it's from the creators of Fifth Element. It looks like it could be like a really good visual spectacle. We'll see how the story is, but it looks very promising overall. I'm definitely going to be watching it in theaters. Then we have Dunkirk, which I'll be watching the weekend after. And it's about the evacuation of Allied soldiers from Belgium, Britain, and France, who were cut off and surrounded by the German army from the beaches and harbor of Dunkirk, France. This was in the early stages of the war, World War II. Christopher Nolan has just been a phenomenal director, so it's interesting to see how he approaches a film with the war aspect and see how he approaches it as a whole. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he pulls off this movie, this war film. And I'm always interested what he does from, like, after, you know, the Batman series, because he's just put out some great films. He's just one of the all-time present great directors right now. So I'll probably be watching that Friday, July 28th. And that weekend, there's like Trash. There's the Emoji Movie. Yeah, fuck that movie. And Atomic Blonde. I don't give a shit about it. It's just a John Wick 2 wannabe. The Emoji Movie... I don't even know where it looks fucking horrible. It's like a combination of Wreck-It Ralph and just a reskin of that pretty much. And stealing of ideas. It looks incredibly lazy and look fucking terrible. I hope the movie bombs. I really do. I feel like it's not, because there's going to be a lot of idiots who are going to see this fucking movie. But I wanted to bomb fucking hard, so that Sony doesn't pull out like a Emoji Movie 2 and a 3 and all this fucking horse shit. It's fucking stupid. Whoever finds that funny is just... Your standards of comedy just must not be good. So that is the month of July for movies. Let's talk about TV shows. And there's only one notable TV show I want to talk about. And that is Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones Season 7 is set to come out for HBO on July 16th. So the middle of the week, and conclude on August 27th. It's going to be about 7 episodes instead of 10, which is incredibly disappointing, but I'll take it. I will say it, and I'll say it again. Season 6 was the best season of Game of Thrones so far. It put everything of the previous Game of Thrones to shame by making it actually have like a happy ending and have people have their revenge. The characters that you care about have their revenge, their sweet revenge, and having the bad, evil-ass characters get their doom. So I'm looking forward as fuck for Game of Thrones Season 7. I am expecting great things with Game of Thrones Season 7. I'm disappointed that it's 7 episodes. After Season 6 came out, after seeing Season 6, I had to say that that was my favorite TV show of all time. That season cemented it for me. I wasn't sure beforehand, but when Season 6 happened, it was confirmed. It was definitely my favorite season by far, and my favorite TV show. I always thought it was The Wire, and The Wire is a phenomenal TV show, but it's now number 2 after seeing Season 6. And I got huge expectations for Game of Thrones from this point on, as do many people, as they should. I mean, with this show. There's no show on this planet that is better than Game of Thrones right now. There's no show, period. I mean, you're not going to tell me otherwise. I mean, everything about this show is just phenomenal from beginning to end. I mean, there's supposed to be, I think, 2 more seasons of this. So Season 7 and then Season 8. Then they're going to have like a million spin-offs, which I'm not really a fan of. But 2 more seasons, and that's it, man. Because, we're still waiting on George Martin to finish the freaking novels. And then we'll have, like, a continuation of the series. But I doubt that's going to happen. Not for a while. I mean, he still has to, finish the 6th and 7th novels. Come on, man. Finish the shit. Winds of Winter looks like it's almost done. And then Dream of Spring, which is the next book, which looks like it's going to be the final book. I mean, are you going to be alive till then? I mean, come on. You got to finish this shit. Come on. Because if he doesn't finish it, I mean, in many interviews that he's been in, then it's going to end right there. He's not going to continue it. Nobody else can continue it. He has the sole rights. Nobody else can continue it. But the HBO can do it in a way where they can do spin-offs and have their own creation, and that's what they're doing after they did Season 5 and Season 6. And it looks like it could be incredible. I haven't seen any promotional material. I think I've seen like a short trailer, but I'm not trying to see anything else. I want to be surprised. I want to be shocked. I want my mind to be blown. And this show always delivers on that from beginning to end. Always delivers on the mind-blowing effect. So that is July when it comes to movies and TV shows. Don't really know much to talk about when it comes to video games. I don't think there's any really good video game coming out. I'm not really interested in this year for video games, surprisingly. Just been really playing older video games. But we'll see how it goes with the end of the year. It looks like Star Wars Battlefront 2 and those other games I really can't name off the top of my head because I really don't care for this year when it comes to video games. It's just been really disappointing overall. Actually, I haven't played them, so how would I know? Looking forward to the month of July, and that's it for movies. The rest of the year, not so much. It's like scattered for movies for me. But I wanted to talk about July as a whole. Really looking forward to it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please like this video, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, and I'll see you guys on the next Fett Talk episode. Peace.